Hello once again YouTube, Chris the Nightbringer here bringing you some StarMade, New Eden Fleetworks. So basically, station reviews have been dominating my channel, and it appears that you guys like that a lot more than I anticipated. It's getting me, views, as many views as regular content, which surprises me completely. So I've decided that I will continue to do station reviews long after the contest has finished. I know a lot of players and a lot of YouTubers do reviews on spaceships, and that's cool and all, but stations are lacking in terms of attention and, the reception of the players towards how well the builder did. So, I'm going to continue doing station reviews. I will not be accepting submissions yet because I have a ton of stuff to get through, like all the rest of the ones for the contest, but in the future, we will be taking a look at them for their own series that will continue onwards outside of the station review contest, whatever thing, blah blah blah. I tried recording this video like literally 10 times, I'm not even kidding, and every single time something went wrong. The last time the game crashed. So hopefully it's not too bad today. Or now. Although I feel like I am experiencing a little bit of lag, so bear with me if that's true. Anyway, we have in front of us the Heron. And it is the first frigate I have completed for the series. It is freaking awesome. So, this video is going to be split up into two different videos. The second one is going to go into depth as to, individual bits of, information relating to modules. I feel like, I really need to make sure that everyone understands how the module system is going to work in the future. Nobody is complaining that they don't understand it now. I just have a feeling that people won't understand this because it's a little complicated. I'm making it complicated on purpose because it really adds to what we are going to be capable of doing with these ships, and it will be really awesome. So, here in front of us we have the Heron, and it is the Heron. It is a Caldari frigate. This is the size of an average frigate in StarMade. And I would just like to mention right now that there are other frigates that are very close to being finished. I'm just not viewing them right now on camera. Things like the Velator has a lot of work done to it. The Reaper is slowly making its way up as well. In terms of which ship I release first, this will definitely not be the first one, although it will probably be one of the first few in terms of frigates. The other ships will get, the rookie ships will be coming first before the frigates do. Also, because this ship is now completed, if I can push out ship builds faster, you may for a while see ships coming out more than once a week, which will be really great because it'll speed up how often you guys can get your hands on a new ship. Currently, people are really wanting to get hands on ships more than just on Sundays. And that's cool and all, but you guys have to understand that it also takes me like literally 2 or 3 hours to put together those videos, the ship release videos. And that's a standard I've set for myself. I'm not going to let myself slip or get lazy with that. So I'm going to release a ship release cinematic for each of these ship releases. I don't want to stop doing that for the sake of pushing out ships more often. So bear that in mind. You'll probably get no more than 2 ships a week if that happens at all. But it's something I'm thinking about. So, I'm going to talk about, some external stuff and a little bit of the information about this Heron. It is an exploration ship. It is designed to go into the depths of space, exploring things, finding different types of data sites or relic sites, ancient technology that's been lost in the stars, right, in the heavens. And it's supposed to, extract that information, extract that technology, and bring it back home. So, it's cool and all. It doesn't really apply to StarMade yet. I'm hoping in the future it will. But in terms of getting all of those features that I wanted into the ship, I didn't get a chance to do that. There's just not enough room. I can't do it. I can't. And I really am mad that I can't because it would have been cool. I really want to stick to the numbers that Eve is giving me. Things like cargo bay space. And drones, for example. Drones are something that I have to give up in order to make sure that, the ship actually has an interior at all. Or stats, for that matter. Otherwise, drones would be all over this thing. To give you an idea, this is the smallest frigate in terms of hull space. This thing is quite literally incredibly small for its interior. The interior space is what I need for things like interior aesthetics, you know, crew quarters. I need a place where the pod is accessed, cargo bays, and ship systems all need to fit inside the interior, and this ship has one of the smallest interiors of all the ships that I've downloaded, or smedited, I should say. So, with that comes the price to pay. I did not get a chance to put in a full cargo bay. This thing was supposed to have cargo bay, 400 cubic meters. On top of that, there are 5 medium slot modules, 2 low slot modules, 3 high slot modules, interior living quarters for the crew, which consists of probably 2 people, and 7 drones. Whoever designed this ship is a frickin' maniac, because all of that stuff was supposed to fit inside of this ship. The drones themselves are literally, like, a small or medium-sized drone is easily big enough to take up this cabin in terms of space. It's nuts. How am I supposed to fit 7 of these things inside here? I'm sure I could, but do I want to? Hell no. But it doesn't matter because frigates are not supposed to come with drones anyway, at least not with my ship series. They're not coming with drones. That was the plan from the beginning, but just to think that 7 of them can fit inside is nuts, because it's nuts. It's not big enough. But anyway, here we can see where the turret docks are. This is 1, this is 2, and this is 3. I say 3 instead of 6 because in terms of Eve, when you attach a single turret module to your ship, it displays it twice, or at least twice. The reason it does that is because if I have a ship over here, or a turret over here, and the enemy is over there, if I shoot, I'm shooting through the ship. How do we solve that? We put 2 turrets on. So basically, in Eve, turrets come in pairs. That's the basic gist of it. So here we can see that there are 6 docking areas, but there are in fact only 3 high slots. Technically, there is no way for me to actually, you know, technically there's no way for me to be like, oh yeah, you guys are totally gonna use them the way Eve uses them, but, you know, maybe the role players will do that more so than, you know, a regular StarMade player, which doesn't think in terms of Eve when they play StarMade. So, one of the things that I really liked is the fact that this ship doesn't have a lot of hardened hull on it, or advanced armor I should say, and that's because the actual Heron has very little hull, hardened hull that is, or, you know, armor I should say. I can't speak, I'm sorry. The Heron in Eve does not have a lot of armor, so I put very few splotches of advanced armor on the ship. This is supposed to represent, like, different types of panels that you see on the ship. It's as close to, you know, I'm staying as true to the source as I can. You know, there's, like, I'm seeing textures on the ship and I'm trying to represent them with different bits of textures in StarMade. So, for example, this cabin area is a little bit more protected because this is where the pod is, and we'll take a look at that in a second. But, you know, you can kind of see that, you know, there's a design here. There's some sort of paneling going on, especially up here. It looks really good. I'm pretty proud of this type of thing that I've got going on, because nobody that I see works like this. Nobody uses textures for the hull the way I do. Not that I'm seeing. I'm not saying nobody does, but I'm saying that who else uses hardened hull or regular hull together to create, you know, patterns in the armor? This is like a big section right here. There's another section right here. This is like a separate section right here that you see it's like cut out, you know. Nobody else does that. I don't see people doing that. And in the future, and when it comes to larger ships, it's going to really come into play with what happens when you damage a ship. You know, it'll break up, and, you know, parts of this stuff will stick behind, be left over, and, you know, there'll be a big gaping hole around it. You know, you'll have some metal framework. Kind of represents, you know, a more sturdier part of the ship, and that's pretty cool to me. So that's something I definitely want to stick with. Back here we got, you know, These engines, I'm not entirely proud of them. This is the best I can do. There's no way for wedges to let the light through unless they're already transparent, such as glass or metal mesh. So I'm kind of stuck with using those. Although I do have to say, this one works better than this one. It looks alright. The engines that I've got going on, the Velator, which you'll see in a future episode, are definitely more impressive, and I like those more. And, you know, I might use the design more often in the future. We've got some, you know, cool details here. Stuff that I'm trying to convey with the blocks that I have in terms of StarMade. This thing is actually more like a rod. Some, like, rod with lights on it that goes in between. There's no real, like, big rod. Some big, thick rod that I can stick in between here. So I used a combination of light rods and metal grills to kind of give it, you know, a broken up shape and sort of curved, you know. I mean, it's pointy, but it's kind of curved if you want to think about it like that. Another thing that's really amazing is the lights. In Eve, the lights on a spaceship are just like little specks of color. They don't actually affect the lighting of the ship. The only thing that does that is the sun. So, in StarMade, it's really neat to actually see all this lighting come out with the lights that I put on here, because I'm looking at the ship, I'm placing the lights where I see the lights, and it's, you know, it's cool. It's neat. It looks futuristic to some degree, I don't know. So, let's take a look in the cargo hold. I'm not going to go into... There's this video, I don't know if I mentioned this, is going to be separated into 2 separate parts. The second one is going to be explaining modules and stuff, and I'll show you a little bit of that at the end. But this is the cargo hold bay, right? Cargo hold, capsule, and this is the place where you pilot the ship from. Not a lot going on this interior. Like I said, I imagine no crew is needed on this ship, and in lieu of crew quarters, they have the capsule blocking it all off. So, you know, I figured, you know, the crew would be inside this area. And the reason I say that is because this entire, like, this rectangular section right here is actually completely separate from this area. There's no connection. The only connection is, like, really thin, some sort of support strut, and it doesn't really... It's kind of like this, the connection between those 2 sections. So it turns out that, you know, everybody that gets on the ship is confined to this area, even though the cargo bay is right here. So it's a little strange, but whatever. Anyway, there's some panels in here, and I'm gonna... Oh god. Let's jump out of this and walk around like normal people. So we got Caldari Heron Standard Edition, built by Chris the Nightbringer. Over here is informational panels. I'm not going to get into this episode. You can expect that in the next one. And yeah, this is it. This is the whole thing. Real quick, I just want to mention though. Actually, no, I don't. I'm going to save it for the next episode. Sorry, guys. Basically, I'm going to be going into all the technical shizwaz that you guys have to know about flying this particular ship in the next episode. This is something that I will be doing with each and every single ship. I'm thinking that, you know, I'll break it up into different parts. One is going to be going over the aesthetics of the ship. The second video is going to quickly cover the roles and the purpose of the ship, as well as where all these slots for the modules are, and all of that stuff. So that's it for this episode, actually. I think I'm pretty much done. So yeah, I'm really hoping you guys enjoyed this. I'm wondering if you guys got anything to say about it. Any sort of feedback is welcome, of course. So leave it down below in the comments section. Expect this ship in the future. Don't expect it to be the first one I release in terms of frigates, but expect it in the future, because it's pretty much complete as it is right now, which is really awesome. So thanks for watching. I'm Chris the Nightbringer. Subscribe for more of this type of stuff if you want to see it. And I will see you all next time.